Hey everyone, Nick here again, back to talk about The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 14, called The Other Side. And I uploaded my live reaction to this episode the other day, but this is my official, proper review of it. And I thought it was a good episode, but I do kind of wish there was more that I could have reacted to. I mean, I still stretched it out into two parts that are over 20 minutes long combined, but still, I do kind of wish that it was more than just me and my brother being sarcastic. But this was a good episode, nevertheless. I did enjoy it. There were a lot of really good things about it, like Simon. He's a great character. He really is. Stephen Ogg plays him, and he's so good. Like, I've been a fan of Stephen Ogg ever since Grand Theft Auto 5. He plays Trevor Phillips, the crazy one, and yeah, like he's really good as Simon. Like, Simon's a really interesting character. He's about as interesting as Negan and Dwight, to be honest. But you know, like Negan and Dwight are untouchable. Simon, he can go. I've said that before. I think he is going to die at some point, although I predicted he would die during All Out War, and I thought that would be this season, but it seems like it's going to be next season. So I think he will survive the rest of this season. But you know, that's not totally a bad thing, because he is an interesting character, and he really hasn't technically done too many evil things so far. I mean, the first episode he was in, the season 6 finale, he was chasing the one guy, and he like spray painted an X on him and threw him off a bridge and strangled him. But you know, he hasn't done anything to anyone we care about. But yeah, I like him. He's a good character. For me, Rosita redeemed herself a little this week. I mean, I have not made it any secret that she's been getting on my nerves lately, and I am not alone. I've been seeing a lot of people who are like, oh my god, Rosita, just die already. This episode, she reeled it in a little. She still had a few moments, still a little unnecessarily mean to Sasha, but overall, I think she did reel it in. We got to know her a little more. We got more backstory on her. And we also got some backstory on Jesus. Found out that he is, just like he is in the comics, he's gay. And that's what I like how it's just not really a big deal with him. Just like it isn't with Aaron. Like, it's just an incidental thing. Like, it matters as much as it does for, you know, a straight couple, like Glenn and Maggie. Okay, they just happen to be straight, and they're good survivors. Jesus and Aaron are gay, and they're also good survivors. It's just, like, it's just a description, really, of a character. Gay, straight, bi, whatever. It's just, that's not who their characters are. Those are just details. And it was nice to get some backstory for Jesus. Anyway, going back to Rosita, her backstory was a little similar to what it was in the comics, but there were definitely a few differences. She definitely showed that she's more independent on the show. A lot more independent. Like, in the comics, it was said that she just basically had sex with random guys so that they would protect her. Here on the show, she's like, they all thought I needed protecting, but I didn't. And I can see that. And when she and Sasha had the heart-to-heart with each other, that was a really nice moment. But the best moment of the episode for me, hands down, was when Daryl and Maggie were hiding together in the basement. And after the guy left, they finally acknowledged Daryl's responsibility for Glenn's death. Now, this has made some people just absolutely turn on Daryl completely. Like, there are so many people out there that are just like, oh, I hate Daryl now. I hope Daryl dies. I'm like, okay, reel it in. I mean, is Daryl responsible for Glenn's death? Yeah, pretty much. but like, there's no point in hating him because you're not going to hate him more than he hates himself. And Maggie doesn't blame him. Maggie does not blame Daryl for Glenn's death. She blames Negan, the one who actually killed him. And that for me was a really nice moment. Just, it kind of made me feel a little vindicated that I haven't been mad at Daryl this whole time. Whereas probably 80% of the rest of the fan base has completely turned on Daryl. I never have. I knew that, like, Daryl's hot-headed. We all know that. It's not a secret. So, it wasn't really an out-of-character moment for him. But, you know, it was just, I don't know. It's like, I never was mad at Daryl. I did blame him, but, you know, there's probably a whole video there for me to justify my defense of Daryl. So yeah, those are the high points of the episode. Now get to some of the low parts. As I said, there wasn't as much to react to as I would have liked there to be. There were definitely a lot of slow moments, and just overall it kind of feels like the pace of this season isn't quite what I thought it would be. Like, the first half of the season was setting up the second half, and I'm like, ooh, okay, the second half of the season is going to be really good. And there have been some good moments, and even some good episodes. Some good overall episodes. In fact, they've all been good episodes. But there've really only been one or two really great episodes. I've only given out one 10 out of 10 to any episodes in the second half of the season. That was the one where Eugene was getting accustomed to life in the sanctuary. But, I mean, the first half of the season was setting up this half, and this half of the season has been setting up next season. And it does kind of feel like it's in a bit of a rut right now. But The Walking Dead has been in ruts before, and it has come roaring back. The first half of Season 6, nobody really was too crazy about. I mean, like, the first quarter, I guess, of Season 6, people were into it. But then, by the halfway point, everyone was like, oh, The Walking Dead's practically dead now. Like, the whole thing with Glenn in the dumpster made everybody angry. Not me, because I knew Glenn wasn't dead, because if they were gonna kill Glenn, they were gonna kill Glenn. Like, up close and vividly. Case in point, when Glenn actually did die, it was up close. And unmistakable. Like, if you're not sure if a character is dead, they're not dead. Alright? But I digress. But the second half of Season 6, until like the last episode, was really good. Like, when it came back, it came roaring back, and there's a couple episodes in the second half of Season 6 that have 100% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. That's how good they are. And so far, the second half of the season hasn't had any really big moments. It's had a lot of really good little moments, but not a lot of big moments. And, like, a lot of good little moments is nice, but if there aren't really very many big moments, then it does kind of start to feel like maybe it's starting to lag a bit. The only really truly big moments of the second half of the season so far have been in the premiere when Rick and Michonne drove the car down the road and just clotheslined 500 zombies, which is still one of my favorite moments ever on the show. And then when Rick fought Winslow, the Spike Walker, that was just beautiful. It was so beautiful to watch. But other than that, there haven't been as many big moments. You know, little moments can make an episode great. Like the episode, like the Morgan flashback episode, Here's Not Here. That was nothing but little moments, and it was amazing. So it can be done, but like there does have to be enough of them. And this episode for me didn't really have as much. And also the whole mission is still a little questionable. I'm thinking, like, even if they succeed, it's only going to end badly. In fact, it would arguably be worse if they succeed. It'd probably be 100 times worse if they succeed. They won't succeed, but there's going to be consequences, which has been a problem that Rosita has been having. Like, you'd think after, in the premiere, Daryl punches Negan, Glenn gets killed. You'd think she would have learned from that, but no. She tries to shoot Negan after he kills Spencer, and then Olivia gets killed and Eugene gets kidnapped. So what does she think is going to happen if she succeeds? Everyone else is going to get killed. Well, maybe not everyone, but some people. And also the sacrifice at the end that Sasha made, that felt a little forced. I mean, Sasha was saying, like, they need you, it's not your time yet. Rosita doesn't want to live that much. Like, she doesn't care if she dies. Sasha's in kind of a good place. She seems to be enjoying her life right about now. And I don't know, it felt a little forced that all of a sudden Sasha's just sacrificing herself like this. I saw it coming. I figured that's what was about to happen. But I don't know, that felt a little forced to me. I know I've been going on for a while about my problems with the show right now, but look, I still love the show, and I did enjoy this episode. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. It had some really good moments, particularly with Daryl and Maggie. That was the highlight. And even Rosita and Sasha, they had a few nice moments together. And Simon, he just gets cooler every time he shows up. But just overall, it feels like there could be more going on. And it does feel like the pace could be a little faster. But yeah, I did enjoy the episode. I have a good feeling that the next 2 episodes, the last 2 of the season, are going to be amazing. I got a hunch. Alright, well, that's all I got to say about this episode. I'll see you next time.